Hi, I'm Marianne, a mum and business owner living here in Scotland.
And I'm Emily, her daughter, figuring out life, love and career chaos while living in Dubai.
Welcome to the Distance Diaries. This is where we catch up on everything. Family wins, career curveballs, the messy moments and the hilarious bits in between.
Every week we share honest, funny and sometimes emotional conversations about staying connected no matter where life takes us.
So grab a cuppa and join us because staying close doesn't have to be complicated.
Let's dive right in. Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 4 of season 1 of the Distance Diaries.
Woohoo!
That's your cute woo.
I know it was my cue, did it? Woo!
Did you get headphones
When
on?
we
Sorry.
listened back, all right, no, when we listened back, we could hear that that's how we'd started every single one. I think it was your gig doing that though.
Yeah, I think I'm the whipper.
You're the whooper. I'll just follow you, but that's okay. So, Emily, what are we talking about today?
So I think we should start off by acknowledging the fact that we are 80 on the UK Apple charts in the personal journal section.
Oh,
And we
know we
got
made
there
it.
within 24 hours.
We did. And it's putting it in perspective because apparently there are a good couple of 100,000 podcasts there. So it's not like that we're like 80 out of 100. We are 80 out of a lot of podcasts. And our launch day, we did manage to reach there. And actually, I was looking and we crept up a bit higher on the days afterwards as well. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts to every single person that supported us when we launched and continues. Every day I go on, there's more 5-star ratings, there's more reviews, there's more streams. So thank you, because without you, we'd be talking to ourselves.
Yeah, thank you so much. It means a lot. We should have heard our exciting squeals when we saw it, and we've been pure buzzing.
We're like wee piglets, aren't we?
I know. Somebody else had to break it down though and be like, we were like, is that even good? And they were like, well, out of like hundreds of thousands, I think 80 in 24 hours is alright.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, it was James had said to me, "Whoa, top 100 podcaster," and I said, "I don't know if what that means really." And it was funny when we launched that day, I was getting people messaging me saying, "How do I leave a review on Spotify?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know." It's all this
And
stuff.
you
We
can.
launched a podcast and I didn't even know. So
You
now
can
I
leave a
know that you
comment.
can. Yes.
That's the confusion. You can leave a comment on Spotify, but a review on Apple. But you can rate both on both Spotify and Apple
With 5 stars.
with 5 stars only. I think
With
somebody's
5 stars
actually
only.
given us 4 point something at some point though. You can't actually, I don't think you can see who's giving you what ratings. I've not figured that part out yet, but I think somebody's given us a 4 point something. I think.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe if somebody gives you a 4, because I think we're 4.9. So I think that just means somebody gave us a 4.
Well,
I think that's I mean, come on, everybody can rate what they like. Do you know what I mean? So I think we've done never. Oh, I disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. I remember when I was
you're not going to be 10 out of 10 for everybody, so.
no, but there's no reason why you can't be 10 out of 10. I think if you're 10 out of 10, own it. If you're 1 out of 10, own it. Just own it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think you can.
Podcasts are subjective though. Like we're 10 out of 10 to each other and to lots of people, but to other people will be 1 out of 10. Some people
Exactly.
But
Some folk won't be able to bear listening to us.
no, it'll be pulling teeth. I'm
Right,
sure
so
we'll
we've done a bit of celebration, right? Celebration done. Woohoo! So now we have to just keep going.
Yeah.
And what do we want in the end? What would be a great end result?
I know you want number 1 spot and to keep Davina McCall off the charts.
I don't. I really don't.
Yes, you do.
Well, it would be
we
nice to be higher. Do you know something? Do you know what I really want? I remember I really want to enjoy every podcast doing it with you. One of your girlfriends today had just been saying she'd messaged me saying she was loving it and how was I finding it? And I said, you know what's really amazing is that every day I can't imagine loving her more. But every time I do a take that back, a podcast episode, it takes you to a new place of loving her. And of course,
Oh.
she just gushed. Aye. So I want to really enjoy I want to enjoy it. I don't want to get too stuffy about it. I want to kind of do like some really fun chat. I think there's lots of really good, really in-depth topics we could talk about. That gets a bit heavy, so I want it to be a wee balance of everything.
Yeah.
Would be really, really nice. And just spending time with you, hanging out, getting to know you better, you getting to know
Yeah.
me better as we get
Well,
older.
you're in luck.
Am I?
You are, because today's episode, we're gonna keep it fun and spicy.
Oh, I like that.
We're gonna spice things up. So we're not gonna gush. We're not gonna get upset. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But today we are going to answer some questions. I thought this would be a really fun thing to do as a mum and a daughter, because we will have different perspectives as a 25-year-old and can I say your age?
Yeah, I think I said it on the first episode, did I
What
not?
did you? And a 54-year-old. So we will have different perspectives on love, life, finances, like everything, I think. But I think our perspectives will be quite similar. So I'll be like the friend that you ask these questions to, and you can be the mum that you ask these questions to. And we'll see where we
Okay, I
end
can
up.
go with that. So
Right?
I think where your plan was for this to be a regular slot along with our pick and peak section
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
podcast
So
every single week.
yeah, we're gonna answer a few questions like this every single week as a wee segment. But to kick it off, we're just gonna answer. We've got quite a few questions come in, so we're gonna sit and go through a few of them and just give you a wee taste of our opinions and thoughts, and see if you want to ask us a question.
So, and if anybody's wanting to, I don't know, just hear from us in between episodes, you can go across to Facebook and there's the Distance Diaries Facebook group. And in there, we pop in, do lives, put in special videos that nobody else gets to see, different kinds of posts. And yeah, it's really nice in there. So, Emily, I want you to go onto your phone right now
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to go onto the Distance Diaries Facebook group and look at the last post that I put up because it was put up for you.
Oh, I've not seen it.
So go in there and have a wee look, and we can see what you think when you read it.
Hey, why did you post that picture of us? That's ugly.
No, that wasn't the post I was referring to. Can you see it?
Oh, I've just seen it. Oh, so I'll give you a wee sneak peek into the Facebook group if you're not in it. So my mum posted a picture of the Christmas tree, which she's just put up today, and it's got a Dubai bauble and two wee pig ornaments that are mine. I love pigs. That's my favourite animal in the world. And Dubai's obviously I'm here, and it's our second year without me putting it up with her. Oh, but
I
I will
know,
be
so I
home.
just said I miss you today because I had to put it up on my own.
Mm.
But I sent you a wee Christmas Dubai bauble with some pigs.
Oh,
There
that's
you
cute.
go. So the house is all Christmassy waiting on you. I'll send you a video after. Right, we have
Oh.
got questions to get on with in our, you said it was like, it could end up being like an agony aunt column. And I know like they used to have in the newspapers.
Yeah,
Couldn't
that's
it? A
it.
wee agony aunt.
Yeah, why not? You can send your questions in anonymously, or you can be named. It's up to yourself. But
Yep,
we'll give you a
we're
wee
just going to
taste.
be playful, I think. So can I start off by asking you some questions that I've got here?
Ooh, okay, go for it.
Because this one will be, we'll see what contribution I can make to this. Now, this one was from our friend Jen Mills, who is out in Portugal, comes from America, and knows exactly what it's like to be able to relocate to a different country. And her question was, what's the dating scene like in Dubai?
Jen! My gosh,
I
put me
think
on the
that's a good
spot.
one to kick off with. Do you
No,
see?
let me tell my mum about my dating life, which I already do, to be honest.
Huh.
The dating scene in Dubai is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
Emily, get off the fence. Get off the fence.
Sorry,
Ted.
I'll like. It's dreadful. There's no other way to put it. It is like, it's such a transactional place. People are coming, people are going, people are just here for a good time. Like, people are here for a good time, not a long time. And that's just across the board. Like, I'm here, like, just not in that way, but I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm not going to be here forever, so I just want to enjoy it. And that's kind of the mentality of everybody. And it seeps into the dating world. And because people are from all over the world here, having a serious relationship, like, it just doesn't. I mean, it does work. I've seen it work. I've got friends who have met their partners here and they still live here, but we're yet to see how that works when somebody wants to move home, but people are from different places in the world and they both want to move home. How does that work? But I mean, not to put them all in a box, but guys are awful over here.
But you are going to. You are
I
going
will.
to.
I will. Yeah, I will. They're awful.
Guys are all awful over here. I think
Mhm.
that's a giant box, Emily.
Guys here as well, like, there's every type of girl you can imagine here. So there's girls like me and my pals, pretty ordinary girls, but then you get girls that if you saw a picture of them 5 years ago, they would be totally different people. There is tits and ass everywhere, is what I'm trying to say. Tits and tits, ass, plastic and filler everywhere. So
Oh my
you
Lord.
have your pick of the bunch for guys, really, no matter how ugly they are. So yeah, Jen, to answer your question, it's dreadful and I am absolutely drowning.
You're drowning. So what does that mean? You're absolutely drowning.
Well,
What's
actually, take that back. I'm not even trying.
So have you had a date since you've been in Dubai then?
Nope.
Have you nearly had a date?
Mm, I've had a conversation about a date.
And what happened?
I didn't go
Why?
because he was weird.
And what makes a guy weird when you're having a conversation about a date?
Not weird, but there was no urgency to have this date, and I don't have the time, patience, energy, or I don't care enough to wait around for a date. I really don't care. Whether we go on a date or don't go on a date, I'm happy with the way things are. So I don't feel like I need it. So if you don't want to go, I won't go and I don't care. So it was,
See, I
time
think
was
that's a
going
good
on.
thing though. Because if
Ah,
somebody isn't showing that they're keen, you continuing to kind of run after the conversation is a bit desperate, do you know? It's like, what is it that you're needing? And they're kind of dangling a carrot in front of you like they're a wee bar of gold. No, so I think that's a good thing just to say sayonara. Ciao for now.
don't want, and chatting to guys, like, I don't understand this thing of speaking to somebody that you've never met before for weeks on end before you meet them. I
No,
think
I
that's
agree with that.
totally bizarre. Like, I do not want to have a pen pal.
No, totally. See, I think that's the downfall of dating apps and everything. Now, I
Yeah.
remember, now this is going back because I've been with the same person for what? How long have I been with Paul? 12 years or something now? So it was back in the day when online dating had just started. You had things like, I can't even remember the names of them, like Plenty of Fish. That was a riot. The internet was barely there. And people would just sit and chat for hours. And I was guilty of it because I'd never done it before. Chat for hours with these guys. And you kind of got a false sense of knowing of them. And then you would meet up and you would maybe both think that the relationship was further along than it was. And then you would meet them and it was just like, dude, dead in the
Yeah.
water. There was no emotional connection, no physical connection, no nothing. So I developed a system.
To
Did you know
tell?
this?
You've not told me
'Cause
this. Might have
well,
helped.
it was a system. It might help. I could have shared it. But anyway, you might want to adopt it because I think it's still relevant today, right? So this was
Yeah.
a system of online dating to avoid the nutters. So what I would do is I would maybe have, do you know when you can trust your own intuition about whether somebody's a good guy or not a good guy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, you get that? And I trust my intuition. So I'd maybe chat for a few messages, but nothing heavy. Get a sense of whether I thought they were okay or not. And then I would ask if they would have a phone call. Now, I know you might not do this bit, right, because you're not into phoning. But I would have a quick conversation on the phone with them. It wouldn't last more than 5 minutes because it was just hearing somebody's voice compared to having this like dead conversation on a text
Mm-hmm.
changes the game. Absolutely changes the game. And that was my first time to say, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm out. And I wasn't desperate about, I needn't have the day. I would just trust my intuition, bless and release, and trust that if it was meant to be, it would eventually be no matter what I decided then. And then if that was okay, I would say, why don't we catch up for a coffee? The coffee was never a date. It was always a coffee. It was always at tea time, and it was no more than an hour. So
Right.
it was clear boundaries because then you get to physically meet them. You get a sense whether like you feel excited being with them or fancy them, and you think, oh, I really like them. And then you had your next chance. It was at that a lot fell. There was a lot fell at that hurdle, I have to say. They
That's
were nice people and everything, but they didn't make me tingle. Do you know what I mean? They didn't make me, maybe that was the wrong word.
that was
They didn't
the
make my,
worst word you could have used. They didn't make you laugh. Just say they didn't make you
that's
laugh.
right. Well, you know what I mean? When you just get excited and, you know that feeling? Well, none of them, they didn't. And they would turn round at the end and say, I'd love to see you again. And I would have to say, I don't. And I was quite confident. I know, but do you know, I would say, well, that's thanks, but no thanks. I'm not feeling the same way, but it's been really nice to meet you. And that was that. And then if you did want to see them, then you would go out for a drink, but you wouldn't have a meal. You never had a meal or went to cinemas or anything like that. You'd maybe catch up after work or do like an evening drink for a couple of hours, but nothing heavy. I don't get this going out for dinner things with somebody you've never met. I think that's absolute madness.
Yeah, remember my dating story before I left and I got trapped in a 6-course dinner with a
Oh, I
guy.
remember that. Oh my
That was
goodness.
absolutely
That was
dreadful.
awful. Because you were texting me. It was like one of those things, that program where they turn up and they've never met the person in the restaurant. That
Oh,
blind
first dates are
dating first
yeah,
date thing. Yeah. And then they go into the toilet and everybody's texting their pals and stuff. That was like you that night.
yeah.
It
I
was
need
like
to text you
torturous.
the
Oh,
ASAP for that, but I'll tell that story another day.
another day. So that was my strategy. And did it work? Well, I would have to say that it had mixed reviews, right? Because did I still meet some absolute warmers? Yes, I did. But did I? It was fun. It kept the fun in it. It just meant I didn't waste my time, or end up in really awful situations like you did for hours, wondering who's going to pay for this murderous experience. Knowing that he might pay for it and then you were going to tell him that you didn't want to see him. That's no respect in anybody. So I just made sure I had really strong boundaries around it all. Is that too
Yeah,
serious?
kinda. But I mean, it's
Listen, it
fancy.
worked for me.
Yeah,
It worked for
well,
me.
yeah, I don't think I'll
Aye.
adopt them to the T, but I can see where you're going with it.
Oh, thanks very much. The
I,
principle's there. I maybe
yeah,
wouldn't use it as rigidly now because I think you can get a lot more information about a person, but I am, yeah.
yeah.
So that was what I would be like. So I wonder as well, because going back to that whole question about what the dating scene is and you not seeing anybody, is it because as well you've got a lot of what you would call your platonic love? Do you know, you've got tons of girlfriends who are just amazing women and you hang out, have a great time, soul sisters, and actually it's just, why would you do anything else?
Yeah, 100%. My friends are. Turn your phone off.
I know, sorry, I just pinged. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Thanks for drawing everybody's attention to Emily.
I've got the best pals in the world. Like, in my situation now, that me and Caitlin, we have a great wee life, the pair of us. Like, we come home from work and we go to each other's houses after work and we do the debrief. We'll maybe make dinner together. We'll sit and watch the telly together, have a cup of tea, have a laugh. There's no arguments. It's just a pure
Yeah.
go and love every single day. And I think, like, what more could you want for that? Like, somebody that I trust implicitly. Like, what
No, I
more?
get that.
I'll give her a cuddle if I need a cuddle. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. No, I
And
get
like,
that. I think there'll be loads of women listening to this going, yeah, I get that.
there's no better. I've had relationships, and there is genuinely no better feeling than hanging out with your pals. Your pals are the best time ever, and I would rather hang out with my pals than I would a boyfriend. Maybe I've not had the right
Yeah.
boyfriend, but I can't imagine there being somebody out there that I would have a better time with than my friends.
Yeah.
There's not.
Do you know, it's funny, one of the, Gwendy had shared, who's in the Distance Diaries Facebook group, hiya Gwendy, had shared a really lovely quote, and it was part of a kind of question, but I think it's relevant to bring it in. It was about home, and it says, home is not where you were born, home is where all your attempts to escape cease. But I think you could take away the word home and say, home, friendship is where all your attempts to escape cease. Potentially. Do you know, it's like when you're hanging out with your friends, you're not escaping your own insecurities, do you know, your own, need, neediness or whatever's going on for you. By staying in somebody's company, your own need for attention, you know, whatever it is, you're actually just able to know and be.
Yeah, you can just be 100% you. You don't need to worry about what somebody's thinking, how somebody's feeling. It's just the best place to be. The best place.
So, Jen's question then, dating scene, what's it like? The answer is crap pants. Stick to girlfriends.
Yep.
Now, I'm wondering, we have got another one, and I'm just wondering whether we go on to, because I think you mentioned you had another couple of kind of relationship kind of ones. Well, we keep on this. Well, we keep on the theme of love, and go into those ones.
Okay. Right. I've had a few dilemmas sent in, right? So, first one is, I've been seeing a boy now for 3 months, going on dates and things, and he hasn't asked me to be his girlfriend yet. What advice would you give as a friend, Emily, and as a mum, Marianne?
Will I go first on that, or will you go first?
I know what you're going to say, so you go first.
Is it about what makes a girlfriend and what makes a boyfriend? No? See, that's something that I think is quite new. I think that's quite new. I mean, 3 months hanging out with somebody, going out with somebody, and you still haven't established whether you're a boyfriend or girlfriend. When I was growing up, that just kind of, it happened much quicker. And it wasn't like an event. It was just, it happened. I think that kind of, making it an event is more of an American thing than a British thing.
It doesn't need to be like a flowers, candlelit question, like a proposal, but it could just be like...
I know, but it's still a thing.
Or...
It's still a thing. I don't think I've ever had it as a thing. It's just that you were...
In this day and age, there needs to be boundaries established, because it's like, not are we exclusive, that is quite American, but are we only seeing each other now? We might not be boyfriend and girlfriend, but are we committed to only seeing dated each other for a while, because
But
there's
that wasn't any different when I was younger. That is not any different at all. But you just didn't need to say it. I don't
but
think you needed to say it.
you do need to say it now. This is the problem. You do need to say
So
it,
there
or
is that
else
expectation then. If you've not said it, then you're open game to be going out and dating and potentially sleeping with other women.
for some people, yeah.
Gosh,
Like, we've not had
that's
that
awful.
conversation, so the guys especially, I know girls can do it too, but guys can be like, well, we're not exclusive, so if he was caught messaging another bird.
Okay, right. I'm going to get into this question. So she's been going out with him 3 months and he's not said anything.
No.
So my question is, why are you waiting on him saying anything?
I know you were going to say that.
What's your issue there? You own it. See, if you need to know, then you ask it, because it's you that needs to know it. It's got nothing to do with him. You
But
need to know, you ask.
what if she asks the question, like, right, what are we? Are we doing this? Like, what's going on? And what if he kind of beats around the bush with his answer?
Tells you everything then.
Leave.
What's the problem? Leave. No,
Yeah.
bless and release, moving on, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because then you have to really ask yourself, well, what is it that you're desperate for him to give you the answer that you want? And the thing is, you can't control somebody else. You can't make him feel something.
No.
And maybe he's been going along with it. I've actually learned most people, 99% of people on this earth, never do things meaning to hurt you. Their intention is not to harm you. Their intention might not land well with you because it's only good for them. Do you know? So he might not be saying it because he's not skilled at being able to have that kind of conversation. He might be a bit shy or embarrassed about it. He might not know how to bring it up. Those are all genuine things. Do you know? That's all there. But if he hums and haws about it, you will know. I always say, take your head off, put in your handbag, and what's your body telling you? Your body will be screaming, sister, get out of there. And your head is trying to rationalise it, to control it, to make it what you want it to be. And that's all about getting down to trusting yourself. So I would say, own it, ask him, trust what you're feeling when he's talking, and go with that.
Agreed.
That is a first. Would you do the
Yeah.
same then? I think I would put my money on you would do the same.
Yeah. So what are we then? And if he doesn't give a definite answer, then adios.
Yeah. Because I bet she's a beautiful woman, talented, all of amazing things, and just own it. Just you own it, head high, move forward. And you never know, he
And
might do something different, and then just trust what you're feeling. Oh, I like these questions. You got any more?
You've always got your pals, so you're fine.
Exactly. Make sure you always tell me to make sure you've got loads of platonic love. Get your sisters around you. And I've been working on that as I've got older. Right. Oh, right. Next question.
Another relationship one. This one's a wee bit. I've got my thoughts on this, but I'll let you go first again. I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years, and all of a sudden he's gone cold, he's withdrawn, and he's just all round a wee bit sketchy around her. Like, she's just getting sus vibes. What should I do? I spoke to him. I've tried to speak to him multiple times, and he just keeps saying he's fine.
Okay. I would say focus on the things you can control and ask yourself, what is it you want? What do you want? And be clear about telling them about telling them what you want and what you need and how you're feeling, because that's the only thing you actually know. And see what his response is to all of that, because then you can do something. Focusing on what's up with him, what he's saying, is all in the wrong space. It's looking outwards. So just get really connected to what do you really want? How do you really want to be feeling? What do you really need? Tell him all of those things and see what he says. And again, you'll know whether or not that's going to be right for you.
My
It's
opinion
hard
is
though.
trust your gut. You're feeling that he's not feeling okay, and who knows why he's not feeling okay. It could be innocently he's just not feeling it anymore, or it could
Yeah.
be not so innocently something's happened and he's distant because of it. Who knows? But you always know. Like, you can just tell, even though nothing's happened, you just know something's not right. So if you've asked them, you've tried to have the conversation, I'd sack off.
Yeah, I would agree. It all comes back to your connection with self. Do you know, it's like, how connected are you to the human being that you are? And we only get one, nobody has come back to guarantee you get any more than one stab at this life. Do you
Nope.
know? And you've got this one moment in time, and you have to grab every single breath and make it the best it can possibly be. And how much are you willing to not be the best version of you, to have the best experiences, the best life with the best people? How much are you willing to give away? And I always think, if you imagine, if you were to live till you are, let's say 80, because that's reasonable, right? You've only got 80 Christmases, 80 birthdays. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already used 54 of them. I'm about to use 55. How
We've
mad
only
is
got
that?
we've only got 4,000 weeks in our life on average.
And then if you were to add up the amount of weeks you've, in your 25 years, the amount of weeks you have used up on somebody that wasn't right for you because you didn't step forward and say, I mean,
No.
that would be a scary number.
That would be terrifying.
Uh-huh.
But
It's
that's
taken
what
a lot of lessons.
that's where I was about to go with that, because I know that feeling of something doesn't feel right, nothing's been said, you've not got any evidence of something having happened, but you can just feel that something's not right. And it's the worst feeling in the world to live with, especially when you're constantly saying, what's wrong? Like, there's something wrong,
Yeah.
something has happened, something's not right. But they just keep hitting you back with, I'm fine, and you know that it's not fine. And the anxiety that leaves you is horrendous. So nip it in the bud. It
But
isn't
be
fine.
kind. Be kind to yourself, because
Oh God,
there are
yeah.
men and women out there right across the world who might listen to this and go, that's me, I've done that. Whether you're in a boyfriend, girlfriend, just meeting somebody, married a year, married 20 years, married 50 years. Do you know, people stay in relationships, even staying in the same work with the same people that you don't like. It's all the same thing that is showing up
Yeah.
in every single situation. So first of all, don't persecute yourself, be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
And this is just maybe your time to take action at a different level, and learn
Yeah.
more about yourself than you've ever known.
Yeah.
So get connected to self is the message I would have,
Yeah.
and trust it, and
And
trust
we're
it.
here for
Mm,
you. You've got
we are
this.
here for you. Right, thank you for that. Oh, that was really good. Right, I've got so many questions. I mean, so many questions. We could have a separate show on this. But as I say, we're only going to cover a few today because it's the first time of doing it. And then we'll just do it as a one question or something during an episode. But I think what we'll find in all of these, it all comes down to some kind of connection. The whole thing, whether it's to self, whether it's to other people. I'm sure there'll be a relationship thread through everything. But I had Sarah Sarah Kerr, hiya Sarah, has asked, do you have plans to travel together? We've
Oh,
never talked about
Taylor.
this one. And if so, where would you go and for how long? And would we do a few episodes documenting it along the way? I think we've just got another idea for another podcast.
That would be fun.
Wouldn't
We've not had specific plans, but we have always said that you could come to Dubai and then we could go to Bali or Vietnam or, something
Yeah.
on that side of the world where Dubai's like the middle point.
Yeah.
But we've not had specific plans.
I think being able to, I mean, it wouldn't be going to Europe or anything like that. It would be going to
No.
places that were much more, well, I suppose longer haul to Scotland, and not something they would just go and stay in a nice hotel and sit on the beach. We'd maybe have a couple of days like that, but we're much more active, wanting to go and see and do and experience, I think, than sitting by a pool. I couldn't sit by a pool for very long.
No, that's very
I
shitless.
just get bored. Get off the fence again, Emily. Bored just shitless. It does. So I think that would be a nice starting place. I've not travelled that widely. I mean, I think that's the thing when you have kids when you're quite young, because I was younger than you when I had my first
That's
baby.
bizarre.
Can you imagine?
No.
So I was quite young, and that I have no regrets about that at all. So we just went on safe family holidays with you when you were all younger, and we had 3 kids. I mean, that costs a lot of money. And now it's just been, I mean, I think LA and Dubai are the longest haul places I've been. So the world feels like it's at my oyster. There was a guy from school put up all the places he's travelled. You know, when you can log it, is it on Google Maps or something? You can do it.
Yeah.
And it was like hundreds. And he was asking people, put up where you've been. And I couldn't because I felt like so embarrassed. It looked like I'd hardly left like, the doorstep.
Benidorm, Craig Tara, Tenerife.
It was hardly done anything really. Been to Belgium, been to Berlin, where else? I've been to
Paris.
France, yep, a couple of times. But I've not got this massive travelling story. So I think we've also found since you've moved away that we just like hanging out and it's dead easy. There's no,
Yeah.
it's like that thing of there's no attempt to escape anything. You can just
Yep.
be. And there's just unknown code that you know between each other that's just dead easy. And you can just be really tolerant of one another and hold one another when things are tough.
Yeah.
So it'll be great fun to do that.
And I'd love to do, I mean, we either do, like, I've done Thailand and things. There's a lot more to Thailand that I haven't seen, but I've done that part. I would love to do, like,
Yeah.
Vietnam, Bali,
Japan?
Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Kazakhstan. Where else?
Oh,
Lots
wow.
of places like that. But I would like to go Philippines as well. I would love to go to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I would also love to. I've hardly seen America, and I would love to see more of America, like an American road trip. I think that'd be well
Wouldn't
fun.
that be amazing? Can you imagine if we had a big, what's that thing from Nevermind the Fockers?
A big van.
No, I don't think we need a van that size, right? And definitely not with a car underneath it and all that. But imagine just doing a whole road trip. I think that would be hilarious. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know what state it would be in that vehicle by the time we handed it back, but I think that'd be a load of fun. Stopping
That would
off along the way and getting to know people and experience things.
that'd be cool.
Aye, that would be really cool. Really, really cool. So yeah, there's a few things, Sarah, as to what will we do. It would be active and but I think I would have to have a few stops at really nice places just to
Yeah.
recuperate and eat some really yummy food.
Yeah.
And I think
Yes.
documenting it with a podcast would be the ideal thing.
I would probably vlog it as well. Do a wee vlog of
So
our
you're
trip
better at that vlogging. I get
and do.
bored doing the editing. You
It's just
don't.
the same as podcast editing, really.
Hmm. Right, we're going to do one more. So I hope that answers
One
your
more.
question. Say that right. One more. Now this is from Ali, and the question is we can always have an inner circle of people around us through our lives, and as you grow, this can change. As we've grown and matured, have our inner circles changed? Especially when you left, and why have they changed throughout our lives if they have? Oh, mine's just changed all the time. I've had
Yeah,
like key moments actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when they've changed significantly. Going into stepping out of having a corporate career into an entrepreneurial kind of space really shifted who was in my inner world. Because when I was in corporate, there was your people that you worked with every day became the people that you saw all the they became really central to you all the
yeah,
time. And that had to change when I stepped out, because a lot of them were the people that were saying to me I shouldn't do it. And that was,
mm,
and it's funny because even 10 years on, they're the ones that will reach out to me and say, oh, I would love to do what you're doing. How do you do it? And they just want a magic answer, and there isn't one. You have to kind of, goes back to what we were talking about on an earlier episode about stepping forward in faith, you know?
yeah,
So I had to change the people around me, because as an entrepreneur, it was really, really difficult. It can be really, really hard. And if you've not got people that understand and value that, and the growth and learning that all of that brings, you will have voices around you telling you, told you so. And you can always go back and get a job, or, they're always trying to pull you back to that safe place, which isn't a growth place. So my inner circle that way's changed. And my inner circle's changed as you've got older, because I think, because our relationships changed, it's went from one of me having to care for a child to me
mhm,
having a relationship with another woman
yeah,
who knows me so well because she's genetically made up of me.
mhm,
So I think you've come in to my inner circle. And with every day that passes and this experience of doing this podcast, you get even more entrenched into it. There's like, it feels like there's no escape from it now, but in a really effortless way.
yeah,
So, yeah. And I think my circle will continue to evolve as people, what is it they say? You stay for a reason or a season or something. And that's all okay. Some people you think are going to be there your whole life, and then your relationship changes because your situation changes and you grow and they grow in a different way and there's not as connected. And I think
yeah,
the skill, the wise part is when you recognise it, so you can really be in service of one another and allow each other to spread your wings and be really grateful for the relationship and the value that you've had in your time together. So
yeah,
it's not, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that was lovely. I'm so blessed to have spent that time with that person, rather than, oh, they were a this or a that, because at the end of the relationship that you weren't as connected.
yeah,
So keep your focus on that. That is my
yeah.
answer to it.
Has my inner circle changed since moving to Dubai? It's grown. Yeah, so yeah, it
Mm,
has. There is
hmm
now like Caitlin. They're all going to think I'm obsessed with Caitlin. Well, I am.
It's the We Love Caitlin show. It's another
I know.
podcast.
Shout out to Caitlin. Um,
What
she's
do you
like
think would happen though if you got all of your connections, like your inner circle, because all together in a room, Scotland, Dubai, and you got all of those men and women in a room at the same time?
that would be the best day ever.
You
Best
think
day
they
ever.
would all be connected?
They would all get on like no issues whatsoever. I know they would all love each other.
Wow.
Easy. There's not a single person that I think, oh, she might not get on with her, or he might not like her, or vice versa. Like, I know I could put them all in a room and walk away and they would all be pals.
Wow. I think that says a lot about you and about how you decide who you let into that inner circle and who you don't, and who you have as your girlfriends, boyfriends, and who you don't. I think you've
Yeah,
got really good boundaries. Um, and you know who you feel connected to and who's good for you and who isn't.
yeah. I do take a wee minute to warm up. Not to, no, I don't take a wee minute to warm up to people. In a professional setting, I'm very good at switching it on.
Right?
I can be the person that I need to be in a professional setting, but in a personal setting, I don't know how to explain it, but if I meet somebody within seconds, I know if I'm going to be close to them or not. Like, my body reacts in a certain way. I either feel incredibly uncomfortable and awkward, or I can say the most ridiculous things and laugh like a hyena within the first 5 minutes. And that's how all my relationships have happened. Like, it's either instantly effortless or it's not at all.
Yeah. But that's about you being connected to your own self and understanding and trusting yourself and having confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's not always been the case. It's not always been the case for me either.
No, it's not. It's not.
Definitely
But yeah,
not. Right, we have done, I think that's been quite good today then.
that was
We've
fun.
covered a bit of love, we've covered dating, we've covered some travel, we've went a wee bit deeper into inner circles and relationships. So a big thank you to Jen, Ali, Gwendy, Sarah, and everyone else who contributed to all of that. We have got another 20 questions we could have asked today.
Literally.
But we're going to do this like one or two as a little segment every single episode, along with our pit and peak of the week, which I think we should end with today, Emily. So what has been your pit and peak of the week?
The hit of my week has been,
Oh.
I miss home a lot now because I know that I'm
Aw.
coming home quite soon. When you get closer to that time, it really amplifies it, and you just think, I'm moving home, that's it. Like, I can't be arsed being here anymore. It's been a week of that, to be honest. I just want to come home and see everybody because I know that it's coming. Peak of the week has been probably today. I've had a great day today. Today I woke up and I went to puppy yoga with Caitlin. So I got my wee puppy dose. Then I went to my friend Jazzy's house. Hi Jazz. And she made us all a friendmas Christmas dinner. 3 courses. And we played games.
Wow.
It was brilliant. It was so much fun.
Oh, that's really good. That is really lovely.
Yeah.
What's mine been in my pick of the week? I'll come back to that. I'll think about that. My peak of the week was really easy. Actually, I know what my pit of the week was. I couldn't get a hair appointment. Oh, that has really, really annoyed me this week because my hair's getting thinner. It's like, do you know when you get, when it starts to be like a chewed dog? Dogs chew the end of your hair. It's so fine. And as I've got older, I think it's menopause. I've never had really thin hair like this, and I need it chopped, and I could not get an appointment before my peak of the week, which was I went to Westminster Abbey as a VIP to the Royal Carol service, and I literally sat across from William, Kate, their 3 kids, Sophie, and a whole row of royals. And I think they televise it here on Christmas Eve. I was there.
Oh,
I was
did
there.
you tell them about the podcast?
No, I didn't get a chance, but literally, if Kate was, see if you, imagine you're sitting in a church and the person in front of you, she was there. She was there chatting away to some kids and everything. I was there. One of my girlfriends, Maureen, actually shook her hand. And then we walked, when they left, and then we followed along with other people right the way down the middle of Westminster. And we went, I met Lorraine Kelly off the telly. I met Ed Balls. I met Kate Garraway. Oh my goodness, she is the most beautiful woman. She had on this stunning white coat that was right down to the floor. And I said to her, Kate, that's how to slay a white coat, because I also had a white coat on, but hers was much better than mine.
Did you say the word snake, Kate Garraway?
Aye. But do you know what she did? She says, do you not think I look like some out of pantomime? So she said. And I said, oh my God, no. I said, it's so elegant. She went, thanks. She says, I just in the end, and she was just like saying, I said to my son, and I thought, do you know, if you can't wear a coat like this to Westminster, when can you? And she was lovely. And then we'd said, can we get pictures? It was nothing a hassle. She was somebody who was just really present with you. It wasn't like she was just doing it because she was trying to be nice, but she had one eye looking somewhere else that she needed to be. She was completely present and interested, and it felt like you'd just caught up with your girlfriend. She was beautiful. But the funny bit was that somebody we were with didn't recognise Ed Balls, politician, and Strictly Come Dancing star. And they turned to him and went, "Excuse me, could you take a picture of us?" And Kate Garraway went, "Ed, why don't you come in the picture?" And he went, No, I am the named photographer for the evening," which is really funny. And then there was Jodie Love, and she was, another really beautiful person. Chris Hoy and his wife were there. The girl off Strictly. You can tell I was dead excited. It was like they were just ordinary folk chatting away, out for a really nice night, appreciating that they were there at a very special occasion. And it was lovely, honestly. So that was my peak of the week, getting to do that.
Shout out to Kate Garraway if you're listening. Hi, Kate Garraway.
Big shout out. Totally. Jodie Love, big shout out to you too.
Kate Middleton.
Lorraine Kelly, wee Scottish woman as well. Big shout out to Lorraine. So that was my pit and peak of the week. So people, we will be back. That is episode 4, done, dusted. We still need your support. So remember, keep listening, keep downloading, keep rating, keep reviewing. You can get us mainly on Spotify and Apple and other places, but those are the main ones. And keep sharing. I mean, that is the greatest gift you could give us, is to share with people that you know and just say, going to have a wee listen into this. And let's see where this journey takes us. And we'll be releasing a new episode every single Wednesday. And you'll be able to hear our questions, our wee Q&A, our wee pit and peak of the week, and what other topics or whatever comes up during the week that we can talk about that helps all of us stay connected. You got any final words, Emily?
No.
Okay.
Thank you for watching.
Say the goodbyes. Oh, thank you for sharing this time with me, Emily, because I've loved it.
I know, me too. It's been a nice week into my week.
No, it really has. And yes, so everybody, will see you back, same time, same place, at the
Distance Diaries.
Yay! I'll see you then. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for spending time with us on the Distance Diaries.
We hope you laughed, maybe learned something, and most importantly, felt a little more connected.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little connection too.
And join us on Instagram and TikTok at the Distance Diaries podcast for sneak peeks, behind the scenes fun, and much more.
We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Until then, stay connected, no matter the miles.